September 2025 is not easing you in, it's ambushing you. 2 eclipses, 2 planets combust, 4 planetary transits, 6 planets retrograde, and a sky full of multiple ultimatums. You can be sure that this month will not let you hide. What unfolds now shapes the rest of your year. So stay with me, because what you hear might just change how you move through September. It begins not with a whisper, but with a blaze. As September opens, you are not being offered a reset. You are not being handed a clean slate. What you are walking into is a reveal, a tearing back of curtains that you did not even realize were drawn. This is not a month of gentle beginnings. This is a month of ambush, of reckoning, of revelations that strike like lightning in the middle of the night. 2 eclipses, a combust Mercury running too close to the Sun, Uranus turning retrograde, Saturn and Neptune digging deep in Pisces, Venus shifting signs, Mars shifting roles. The sky is not presenting you with a soft invitation. It is presenting you with ultimatums. September asks you to face what is real in your habits, your relationships, your work, your body, your heart, and it will not let you look away. On September 7th, and again on September 21st, the heavens cut through the noise. If you remember nothing else, remember this. These are not just dates on a calendar. These are thresholds. They bend the rest of your month. They bend the rest of your year. And what you choose, what you surrender, and what you dare to see will shape the life you walk into next. September is not waiting for your permission. It is already moving. The question is whether you will move with it or be crushed beneath its weight. From the 3rd day of the month until the very end, Mercury is combust. Imagine your mind as a car driving too close to a floodlight. Everything is visible, but the glare is harsh, disorienting, and searing. Thoughts are sharp, but if you rush them, they burn. Words come fast, but if you throw them unfiltered, they cut deeper than you intend. Technology stutters, schedules fracture. Small print hides traps. Save versions, write drafts. Put space between what you feel and what you send. Mercury in Leo begins this combust run, staring across the sky at Rahu in Aquarius. Rahu, the North Node, the devourer of patterns, the pull into futures that feel like fate. Aquarius, the sign of networks, crowds, collectives, the larger human field. This means your voice, your words, your messages carry fast and far. The microphone is turned up too high. The signal is loud, but the feedback is louder. Lower the input. Speak simply. If you roar, you will scorch yourself. If you speak clear, you will be heard without distortion. September will test you on this again and again. Do not confuse attention with impact. Do not confuse noise with meaning. Then comes September 6th. Uranus, the sky's breaker of systems, the shock that cracks open what is brittle, turns retrograde in Taurus. This is not the jolt of sudden lightning. This is the electrician quietly opening the walls to examine the wiring of your life. Taurus is the realm of the basics: money, food, body rhythms, sleep, the steady scaffolding of existence. When Uranus turns inward, the shocks move from outside events into the interior. The revolution is not in the street. It is in your kitchen, in your bedroom, in the silent habits that either sustain or sabotage you. You may wake up one morning and feel compelled to move the bed you sleep in. You may purge the foods that poison your body. You may cut out the app that robs you of focus. None of it is random. These are not whims. This is your system demanding a safer current. And behind it all, Saturn and Neptune both retrograde in Pisces, pulling the project manager and the dream director inward. Structure and compassion retreat behind the curtain. Together with Uranus, they form a hidden workshop where the rewiring begins. Your life is being rebuilt from the ground up, quietly, insistently. The tension you feel between freedom and routine is not an obstacle. It is the map. Ask yourself, what one small upgrade, done daily, could make October feel lighter? That is Uranus speaking through you. That is the revolution turned inward. And then the first bell tolls. September 7th into the 8th, the lunar eclipse cuts across the sky. Lunar eclipses strip masks. They do not invent new crises. They do not fabricate events. They expose what has been festering, what has been lingering, what you have pretended not to notice. The moon stands with Rahu in Aquarius, facing the sun in Leo. This is the raw collision of self versus group, personal voice versus collective expectation, who you are versus who the world thinks you are. Because Mercury is combust in Leo at the same time, your words, your identity, your performance of self are pulled directly into the glare. You cannot hide. You post something small, and it lands harder than you dreamed. A group chat reveals its fault lines. A friend's reaction speaks louder than their words. A community you once relied on suddenly feels alien, like a costume that no longer fits. Do not fight the mirror. Do not argue with the reflection. Choose one role you will no longer play. The peacemaker who swallows their own needs. The jokester who hides pain behind laughter. The expert who never admits they need help. Retire the part. Do not announce it. Do not negotiate it. Simply stop. The eclipse has revealed the truth. Let the truth stand. The sky does not pause for your processing. As the eclipse hits, other alignments flare. The sun in Leo faces the moon and Rahu in Aquarius, so your core collides with the collective. Mercury faces Rahu, so your language collides with the future. Mars in Virgo presses across to Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, so action collides with accountability and compassion. Venus in Cancer opposes Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, so attachment collides with power. These are not abstract lines. They are living confrontations. Can you act quickly while staying gentle? Can you love someone while telling them the truth? Can you remain part of a group without losing your own voice? You can, but not by accident. September demands conscious choices. Write them down. Decide them before the storm hits. One clean sentence for your boundary. One simple line for your timing. One refusal to explain your healing to people who have not earned it. The eclipse strips away illusions. What remains is raw truth. Use it. September 13th brings another flash. The Sun and Mercury meet in the same degree, a conjunction known as Kazimi. This is clarity born from combustion, a brief instant when the glare focuses instead of blinds. Ideas strike like lightning. Messages land with force. The moon is in Taurus around this time, its most stable ground, offering calm to hold the fire. Catch the thought. Do not blast it. Record it in a voice note. Then walk, wash, fold, breathe. Come back and listen to your own voice. The idea remains, but the edge softens. What could have been a weapon becomes a blueprint. That is how you handle Mercury Combust with wisdom. On the same day, Mars enters Libra. Before in Virgo, Mars cut like a scalpel, fixing, triaging, moving fast. In Libra, Mars becomes a mediator, a negotiator, a strategist for balance. Conflict does not vanish, but the fight changes shape. Instead of aiming to win, aim to reshape. Mars in Libra keeps pressing Pluto in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus, demanding new rules, new contracts, new habits. Turn complaints into proposals. Replace impossible deadlines with workable timelines. Refuse terms that burn you out. Do not shout down the system. Redraw it. September 15th is a hinge. Venus enters Leo. Mercury enters Virgo. Heart and mind shift seats at the table. Venus in Leo is brave, bold, radiant, willing to declare love, willing to create loudly. But across the sky, Rahu in Aquarius waits, amplifying the volume, turning every gesture into spectacle. Do not mistake attention for intimacy. Do not mistake applause for meaning. Instead, prove your love or your art in private. Cult for one, write for yourself. Sing without an audience. When no one is watching, Your heart is real. Keep it real. Meanwhile, Mercury enters Virgo, its exalted throne. Here, Mercury is sharp, clear, organized, quick, but still combust, still blazing. Ideas can still scorch if shouted. Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Pisces stand across the sky, demanding clarity and compassion combined. This is where cruel jokes must be cut, drama excised, precision married to kindness. Be exact and be humane at once. You will be shocked how much smoother life runs when you do. On September 17th, the Sun follows Mercury into Virgo. The spotlight shifts from stage to workshop, from "look at me" to "here is how it gets done." Saturn and Neptune glare from Pisces, asking whether leadership can serve instead of shine. You may face the choice between looking good and doing good. Choose doing good. You may be asked to carry something heavy. Break it into smaller pieces. The moon moves through Cancer, stirring memory, nostalgia, sudden surges of old fear. Do not answer with old habits. Practice the kind no, short, warm, clear. No apology loops, no speeches. Then finish something small. Virgo craves completion. Completion builds trust in yourself. Completion calms the nervous system. Write down 3 small repairs. Choose one. Do it. Progress is medicine. Pause here and notice the emotional weather. The moon governs mood, and mood is the lens through which all of this passes. Around September 12th to 14th, when the moon is in Taurus, feelings stabilize. Food tastes better. Touch grounds you. Simple joys anchor you. Use this time to lock in routines that hold through the chaos. Choose a bedtime and keep it. Fill a water bottle you love and use it. Write yourself reminders. These small anchors will save you in the storm. Around September 20th to 23rd, the moon sits too close to the sun, combust, heading toward the solar eclipse. The mind feels cloudy, words misfire, reactions flare. Distance from yourself creeps in. This is not failure, it is glare. Lower the brightness, cut inputs, make fewer decisions. Deliver drafts, not finals. Ask for time to revise. From September 26th to 28th, the moon moves through Scorpio, its fall, and emotions plunge deep. Do not diagnose yourself in the depths. Do not spiral into stories. Use baths, walks, stretches, journals. Let feelings move through the body. They will pass. And watch September 10th, 19th, 29th. The moon shifts from water signs to fire signs. Emotion to action in one leap. Great for breakthroughs. Dangerous for rash mistakes. On these days, tie your shoes before you run. Choose one move, not 10. Speak one truth, not 20. Then comes the breaker box. September 21st into the 22nd. The solar eclipse detonates in Virgo. The sun, moon, and Mercury stand together, combust, facing Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Pisces. If the lunar eclipse ripped away a mask, the solar eclipse installs a system. It does not ask for drama. It asks for practice. It does not reward declarations. It rewards rules you can keep on your worst day. Mercury Combust means clarity is simple, but harsh if overtalked. Saturn retrograde whispers quiet responsibility. Neptune retrograde hardens compassion into something real. What should you do? Delete one task that belongs to the old you. Write one rule you will keep even when exhausted. Set one boundary for your time. That is all. No fireworks, no grand speeches, new defaults. Clear, repeatable, reliable. That is the true magic of this eclipse. The solar eclipse falls in the moon's combustion window, so patience will be thin and minds glassy. Adjust before you break. Protect your sleep. Reduce decisions. Keep your phone away from your bed. If people push, Do not fight for the last word. Ask for pause. Reschedule. Venus in Leo still faces Rahu in Aquarius, so love and art are loud. Temptation for grand public vows runs high. Resist it. Prove love in private. Create in secret. Acts louder than speeches. Meanwhile, Mars in Libra still presses Pluto in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus. This is contract season. Do not waste breath fighting bad deals. Write good ones. Do not collapse under old habits. Change the setup. Move the trigger. Alter the room. You are not weak for needing a smoother path. You are wise for building one. Between eclipses and the month's end, aspects keep shaping daily life. Early September, Sun and Mercury in Leo face Rahu. Identity and words pulled into the crowd. Remember, clear, not loud. September 3rd, the Moon faces Jupiter. Hope meets wisdom. September 5th, Mars squares Jupiter. Action and growth wrestle. Do not sprint, steer. September 6th, Uranus retrogrades. Saturn nods from across the sky. Make the revolution gentle. September 7th and 8th, the lunar eclipse tears the mask. September 13th, Sun and Mercury fuse. Mars shifts. Clarity and negotiation reshape the landscape. September 15th, Venus and Mercury change signs. Courage meets clarity. Heart and mind align. September 17th, Sun joins Mercury in Virgo. Leadership becomes service. September 21st and 22nd, the solar eclipse engraves new rules. September 30th, Mercury clears combustion, crosses the ecliptic. The static drops. Finalize. Speak clean. Send the message. Less said, more landed. This month reaches into every human arena. Communication burns hot under Mercury Combust. In Leo, words crave spotlight. Face Rahu, risk confusing clout with meaning. The fix is boring and life-saving. Drafts, notes, backups, clarity. In Virgo, words sharpen but risk coldness. The fix, kind precision. You can be exact without cruelty. If you lead, lead with agreements, not moods. Do not mistake silence for consent. Ask questions. Confirm. Action and boundaries shift with Mars. In Virgo, you are the fixer, sharp, intense, solving quickly. In Libra, you become negotiator, mediator, builder of fairness. Mars across Pluto and Uranus means you cannot cling to "we always do it this way." Old rules crack. Old routines collapse. Do not fight for dominance. Fight for better processes. Say no cleanly. No apologies, no over-explaining, no guilt spirals. Just one steady sentence. Love and creativity fluctuate with Venus. In Cancer, early in the month, attachments clash with Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Family patterns, control, fear resurface. Do not barter your boundaries to soothe your fear. Hold your center. Speak your truth once. After the 15th, Venus in Leo faces Rahu in Aquarius. Sudden eyes, sudden rooms, sudden invitations. Do not get drunk on 5 minutes of fame. Instead, notice who sees you fully. That is where warmth flies. That is where you belong. Work and purpose bend under the sun in Virgo. Leadership is no longer stage performance. Leadership is service, clarity, humility. Saturn and Neptune across the sky demand that you blend structure with compassion. Break big goals into daily completions. Build trust with small, consistent acts. Fix the calendar. Ship the work in pieces. Momentum is medicine. Health and body demand rewiring under Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Change the environment, not just the willpower. Charge your phone away from your bed. Shift workouts by minutes. Adjust routines so they fit. Saturn retrograde in Pisces rewards rituals of closure, boundaries around rest, windows of silence. Awe heals. Sky, trees, water. Look often. Let ancient beauty steady modern stress. The moon adds its hidden tides. In Taurus, ground yourself. In Scorpio, release pressure. During combustion, reduce decisions. On water-to-fire shifts, act small, not reckless. Rahu in Aquarius pulls you to the future, networks, collective movements. Ketu in Leo releases old crowns, old titles, old labels. Do not cling to past performances. Build present practices. Walk the key dates like scenes in a prophecy. September 3rd, Mercury Combust. Draft, don't declare. September 6th, Uranus Retrograde. Rewire Routines. September 7th, 8th, Lunar Eclipse. Remove the mask. September 13th, Sun, Mercury, Kazimi, Mars into Libra. Insight and fair deals. September 15th, Venus in Leo, Mercury in Virgo. Brave heart, clear mind. September 17th, Sun into Virgo. Service as leadership. September 21st, 22nd, Solar Eclipse. New defaults. September 26th to 28th, Moon in Scorpio. Intensity, release pressure. September 30th, Mercury clears combustion. Finalize, send, land. The human side of this is stark. People around you will change in front of you. Friends who joked may fall silent. Coworkers who seemed passive may harden into steel. Some you trusted may step back. Others you ignored may step forward. This is not chaos for chaos's sake. The eclipses rearrange the cast so the story can move. Do not cling to old roles. Do not mourn old illusions. Notice instead, who breathes life into you? Who drains you? Thank the former, bound the latter. This is clarity, not loss. A few rules can carry you through. Speak simply. Decide slowly. Rest deliberately. Promise less. Keep everything you promise. Finish something small each day. Move your body. Go outside. When in doubt, write one honest sentence and stop. These are not slogans. They are survival. Jupiter moves through Gemini all month, teaching growth through small exchanges, short notes, simple talks. Ask better questions. Listen longer. Learn by doing, not just thinking. The moon mirrors Jupiter early and late, reminding you that growth hides in the ordinary. Money and material life bend under Uranus retrograde in Taurus, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, and Mars in Libra. If a deal traps you, renegotiate. If a job drains you, draw lines. If a habit burns cash, replace it without shame. Change apps, change routes, change timing. Rearrange the furniture of your life so the room works. This is not glamour. This is survival. Picture the final week of September. The solar eclipse has passed. You deleted one task. You wrote one rule. You set one boundary. You did not do it perfectly, but you did it. The moon plunged through Scorpio and you endured. Now, Mercury clears combustion. The static lifts. You reread the message you have drafted all month. You cut the noise. You send the simple truth. The reply returns clear, respectful, aligned. In that moment, you feel the quiet click. That is the sound of a life lining up. Not drama, not performance, alignment. That is what September wanted. The month as a whole is merciless in its honesty. The lunar eclipse shows you what to stop. The solar eclipse shows you what to keep. Mercury Combust teaches you to cool your words. Uranus retrograde teaches you to change your setup. Mars in Libra teaches you to negotiate fair terms. Venus in Leo teaches you to be brave without applause. The Sun in Virgo teaches you to lead by serving. The Moon teaches you when to steady and when to release. And when September is done, you will not feel reset. You will feel revealed. You will enter October carrying fewer lies and more breath. The power will not be loud. It will be quiet. It will live in your chest like a steady flame. September does not close. September detonates into October. And if you are still listening, thank you. If this spoke to you, if it clarified something, If it's steadied you for what is coming, I invite you to subscribe for more. Your support keeps this work alive, and your presence here means more than you know. Share your thoughts, share your experience, and remember, you are not walking through this month alone. Until next time, take care, stay awake, and subscribe if you want more of these insights as we move forward.